Hi and welcome back to FreeEduHub. Today we'll see how can we use Microsoft PowerPoint version 2019. We'll try to understand the basic interface of PowerPoint, and then we'll do a hands-on exercise just to practice that how can we use PowerPoint in our daily life. Now first of all, if you can see that there are some items on the top, we call it a ribbon, and there are different options in this one. If you'll see on the top right, again we have a slider if we want to zoom in and zoom out. So these are the buttons for that, or you can use the slider to do that. If you want to adjust it according to your screen resolution, you can click on this button so it would fit it according to the screen resolution. Now if you have multiple slides here and you want to see all of them together, you'll click on this button, which is showing all the slides that you have. Since we have only one, so it's only showing us one. You can press escape, or you can press on this button again to go back to the previous state. If you want to have any comments, you can click on this one, and if you click it again, it would disappear. If you want to keep some notes as a presenter, you can keep your notes over here. On the left hand side, it's showing us the language of the slides and how many slides do we have. Now we have some items under home, like if we have a slide over here and if we want to type anything inside, you'll simply click on this one and type in the title page, for example. And just like Microsoft Word, you'll select the text, you'll find an option to change the font and other stuff, and you can change it from here as well. Now as you can see, it's a title page, and if you want to change the layout of it, you'll click on this button on layout, and it would show you different layouts of the pages. So if you'll click on comparison, for example, it would change the layout of this current page immediately. If you want to move back to the previous state, you can select any of the other ones, since it was a title slide, so we'll go back to the title slide. Now suppose we would like to add another slide to this one. So there are two ways. Either you can right click on it and select a new slide, or you can click on this button. It will give you different options that the new slide which you are going to create would be in what format, or what would be the theme of it. So we'll simply click on the new slide. So it has created a new slide, and now if I want to change the layout of it, I'll click on this one, and for example I'll select this one so that we have a different layout of this one. Now since we have two slides now, and if we want to see all of them together, I'll click on this slide sorter, and you can see that it's showing us two different slides over here. We'll click on it again and we'll be back to the original position. Now in this one, if you want to reset it to the original state, if you have made any changes to this one, you can click on this one. If you click on the text, you'll see that lots of different options are highlighted over here. You can keep the text from right to left or left to right line. Just like Microsoft Word, you can have the orientation of the text, like text direction is available if you want to change the direction of the text. And then if you want to align the text in the middle, on the bottom, or there are other options in this one, you can change it from here. Now further, if you want to have any kind of symbols, etc., you can click on this one and you can draw the shapes over here, and as you can see, it has filled it, so you can use this option to change the color of it, and further customization is available by these buttons over here. If we'll click insert, we can insert table, we can insert new slide. If we want to insert any pictures, we'll click on it, and if we want to insert any picture from the internet, we'll click on online pictures. Screenshot would help us taking the screenshot of it, and then we have photo album and then shapes. If we'll click on it, we have lots of different options, and we can insert the shapes. We can even insert different symbols or 3D models. Then we have different smart art, or in smart art usually it's used in the presentations, etc. If you want to have any sort of presentation having different figures like list items, we can add it from here. But if you don't want it, you can simply click on it and press delete, so it would disappear. So that's an insert. If you want to zoom it, or if you want to have some comments, or if you want to have another text box to insert some text, you'll click on it. You'll put a title in this one as well. and then you can select it and change the size of it. Further, if you want to rotate it, you can use the button on the top, and if you want to increase the size of it, you can drag it from the corners so that it would expand the overall area in which you want to insert the text. We'll see it once we'll be doing some hands-on exercises on it. Then if you want to find and replace certain words or the text inside the PowerPoint slides, you can use these options. Then we have in the design, if I want to have a different design of all the slides, these are the designs which are provided by Microsoft. So if you'll just hover on the different designs, you'll be able to see the interface which is changing instantly, and you can choose whatever suits your presentation. Now we can have it further customization of it, and we can change the layout of it if it's a standard or if it's a widescreen. Now you can format the background as well if you want to have a solid background or a gradient, or if you want to have a picture, or if you want to have a texture, etc. Those things can be applied. Now here it's saying that you want to apply it to this slide, or you want to apply it to the other slides as well, so you can choose the options from here. If we'll go to transition, it would help us in showing the presentations in a interactive way. For example, how the information would appear on the screen. You can click on it and it would show you a preview that how the slide would actually show once we'll use the transitions or animations on it. Now animations is that if we want to change the text so that it appears in a funky way, you can click you can select the text, and then you can select any of the options from here, and you can see it has animated the text the way it appears on the screen. Now if you want to see the slideshow, you'll have to click on this one, and there are different options on this one that how you want to display the presentation itself. And then in the review you can check the spelling, and on the view if you want to change the overall interface of the PowerPoint slides. That is a bit advanced, we'll not be covering it in this tutorial, but it helps us in redesigning the overall interface of the slide. So that's the basic interface of Microsoft PowerPoint. Now we'll start a small exercise and we'll try to understand how can we do different things in it. As you can see, we have provided you this PowerPoint slide. Now we'll be working on it, and in the first question it's saying to save the slide as employee orientation. So in order to save it as, we'll click on File and we'll select File Save As, and then we'll select a location, and then we'll name it as employee orientation and save it. So it would be saved, and you can see it that on the top of the page the name is appearing as employee orientation.pptx. Now in next question it's saying insert a new slide using a title slide layout. So we'll click on this new slide, and then we'll select this title slide. We'll click it, and then it's saying move it to the top. So we'll drag it and drop it to the top so that now this is the first slide that we have. Now it's saying that rename it as the employee orientation as the title of it. So we'll type employee orientation over here. Then it's saying in the subtitle over here, type your name. So I'll type my name. Now it's saying create another slide with the title and content layout. So we'll click on this one, new slide, and we'll select this one as title and content. We'll click on this one, and then we'll type the title as what is assisted living. Then it's saying to type in the text, which is residence for people who need some assistance with the daily living activities. And as you can see, there is a bullet in front of it, and in order to remove this bullet, we'll click on this icon. So once we'll click on it, you can see the bullet disappeared. If you want to have a bullet again, you'll click on it and the bullet would appear. So since we don't need it, we'll just remove it from here. Now it's saying to apply the theme called view. So for that, we'll click on design, and as you can see, there are lots of themes over here, and if you'll bring your mouse and pause it for a while, it would show the name of it. So you'll have to check where is the view theme, and this is the view theme. As you can see, it's showing view, so we'll click on this one. Now in the second question it's saying that select the variant as the third variant. So here it is this one, so we'll click on this one to be selected. So we'll double click on it so that it's applied on all slides. Now it's saying go to slide number 2 and change the text size of resident for people to 28. You can either select it from here 28, or you can use these buttons to increase the size of it or to decrease the size. So we'll increase it to 28. Likewise, they are saying on slide number 3, increase this size to 24. So we'll use the same button to increase the size of it to 24. Next question is go to our employees and change its size to 24. So we'll select it all and then we'll change it to 24. And then it's saying that make sure that the title remains 28 and rest of it should remain 24. So as you can see, if I'm clicking it on this one, it's 28, and if I'm clicking it over here, it's 24. So we have increased the size of it. In next question, it's saying go to slide number 2 and insert a picture. So we'll go to slide number 2, and in order to insert the picture, you'll click on this one and you'll select the picture that we have provided you and insert it over here. So these are the pictures, and then we'll double click on it. So as you can see, the picture has been added, but it's too big and we'll have to crop it and resize it in order to fix it over here. Now since it's too big, it's saying to crop the top part of the photo, and in order to crop it, you can see an option over here which is crop. So you'll click on this one and then you'll be able to crop the photo. As you can see, now there are some borders on the picture. You'll have to click on this black border and drag it all the way to the building top, so that now you have cropped the picture where we'll be able to see only this highlighted part of the picture. And then you'll have to click anywhere outside the picture and you can see that the top part of the picture disappeared. Now in order to adjust it, you'll have to click on the picture and then drag it along so that it is well adjusted at the bottom of the page. Now you'll have to make sure that the picture is straight. So in order to check that, you'll click on view and you can find an option over here called ruler and grid lines. So as you can see, the grid lines are going straight. It means that your picture is straight and well aligned with the page. If you want to move it, you can click on the picture and move it a little bit so that it is coming in the middle of the lines as we have adjusted the picture. Now in order to remove the grid lines after you have adjusted the picture, you can click on these two options and this thing would disappear. Now it's saying to drag the photo to the right of the page. So what you can do is you can select the picture and then you can use the arrow keys on the keyboard in order to slide it to the right of the page. And as you can see, it has filled it. Now we'll use this corner bubble in order to increase the size of it so it is well adjusted to the page where it is filling the gap in the picture area. If you want to drag it further, you can see that it is now covering the right hand side, which we don't want. So we'll drag it back and we'll make sure that it is well adjusted over here. Now if you want to maintain the aspect ratio of it, you can right click on it and you can select size and position, and you can select the lock aspect ratio so that if you are increasing the size of the picture and decreasing the size of it, it is maintaining the exact ratio of it. If you're dragging it from the corners and still it is not well adjusted, you can double click on the picture and you'll find an option over here for crop again. You can click on crop and now again you'll be able to adjust the size of it, so that I'll crop it in this area so that I can fill it right under the text, and then you'll press outside the picture. So now as you can see, it is well adjusted right under the text. Now it's saying go to slide number 6, which is this one. As you can see, there is numbering on the left hand side. So we'll click on this one and then it's saying change its layout to comparison layout. So in order to change the layout of, we'll click on this button of layout and we'll select the option comparison. So as you can see, now it has changed the interface of it. So now it's saying insert the picture. So as you can see, if we'll click on this button, we'll be able to insert the picture. So first of all, we'll insert the picture of room over here, and then the other one, we'll click on the same button like this one, and we'll select the second picture. Now you can see that both of the pictures are of different sizes, so we'll have to adjust the size of it so both of them are of the same size. Now one option is to drag it from the corners so that it is well adjusted, and you'll have to change the size of it or drag it from the corners. Or the second option is to right click on it and select size and position and select the size of it, for example 3.5. You can type it yourself and press enter. So now it has changed the size of it to 3.5. Now if we want to make this one also of the same size, as you can see here the size is appearing different. We can click on the picture, and just like this one 3.5, we can change it to 3.5 as well and press enter. Now both of them are of the same size, and if you are moving them, you can see this one red line appearing on top of it. It means that now these two pictures are aligned to each other, and then it would even show you with this middle line that this is in the middle of the text. We can do the same thing over here. As you can see a middle line, that means it is in the middle of the text, and both pictures are of the same size. In next slide, it's saying that change this title text of both of these images. So for that, it's saying go to slide number 5. So we are on slide number 5, and now we'll select this text from here. Select the text, press Ctrl C, it would be copied. Go to the next and select the text and press Ctrl V, so the text would be copied. As you can see, there is an extra space, so we'll press at the end of the text and press enter. So now it has copied the text from here. Likewise, we'll copy the second text from here, Ctrl C, and then we'll go to the next slide and click it over here, and we'll press Ctrl V to have it, or we can press a backspace so that we can remove the extra space at the end of the text. In case it is copying the bullet on the starting point of these texts, you can again click on these bullet icon in order to remove the bullet from the starting of the text. Now it's saying go to slide number 7 and add some text under it. So we'll add the text, age and minimum years, and then we'll indent it these two items to the right hand side. And in order to do, we will click on this button, and as you can see, once we have pressed, it has moved it to the right hand side. Now it's again saying to change its layout to two content, so we'll click on this one and we'll select this two content from here. So we have a new area where we can insert the picture, graph, table, or any other media on the same slide. Now it's saying to insert the picture of a man, so we'll select the picture of the man by clicking on this button, and then we'll select this picture. As you can see, there is an extra space on the right hand side, and if we want to get rid of it, we'll click on the picture, and then we'll select the option to crop from the hair, and then we'll drag it all the way to the empty space which we want to get rid of, and we'll click on it, so that empty space would disappear from here. Now they are saying to change the size of it. So in order to change the size or the overall orientation of it, you can double click on the picture, and you can see the height mentioned on the top right corner, which is 4.76. So in order to change it, we'll type 5 over here, and now its height has been changed to 5 inches. If you want, you can click on the picture and adjust it a little bit so that it appears in between the title and the empty area on the right hand side. Now sometimes it happens that the pictures which are inserted on the slides are too big, and that increases the size of the PowerPoint slide itself, and you won't be able to send the PowerPoint slides through the email. So in order to decrease the size of the pictures, we will click on this button called compress pictures, and then it's asking that you want to compress it for all slides or you want to compress it on this slide only. So if I want to compress it only on this slide, I would uncheck it, and then it's it's saying that what resolution you would like to have, high definition, print, web, or email. So I'll select the option as email over here and press OK. So now it has decreased the resolution of the picture so that our PowerPoint slide will not be too heavy if we are trying to send it via email. Now it's saying to go to slide number 8 and change the bullets, these bullets to numbers. So in order to do that, we'll select the text where we have bullets and we'll click on this button to change it to numbers. Now it's saying to go to slide number 8 and add some details over here, since we have some text here and we want to have some text on point number 2. So we'll press enter. As you can see, it has dimmed number 2, so we can insert some text over here. And now we want to indent these two items. So in order to do that, we'll select this button and we can see now the subcategories for attend the certification seminars is 1 and 2, and it has the subcategory as number 1 and number 2. So now we need to change this text to smart object, and we'll see what's the main function of it. So in order to select the smart object, you'll click on this button and you'll be able to see some smart objects, and if you are hovering your mouse over different options, you can see lots of different smart objects. But if you want to see even more options, you'll click on this smart objects graphics, and in this one you can click on different items and you have further categories on this one. We'll select this list and we'll select this first one. Double click on it, and as you can see, it has changed the overall layout of it. Further, if you want to change the layout of it, you can click on these buttons to change the interface of it so that it looks quite attractive. Now since it has converted to a smart object, and if you want to modify the text in this one, or if you want to remove any of the features, you'll click on design, and here on the left hand side you have text pane, and if you'll click on this one and suppose we want to remove any of the things from here, we can edit it and it would be removed from here. As you can see that I have different text here, and if I want to have it in indentation, I'll press tab, so it would be moved forward, and as you can see it's a part of this one. If I want to move the other one also, we'll click on it and I'll click tab from the keyboard. So now it has changed it from 6 to 4, and now these two categories are appearing under fill out the paperwork. Once done, you can click on this cross icon to close it, and that's how we added the smart objects. Now it's saying to delete slide number 5, and in order to delete that, we'll go to slide number 5, right click on it and delete, so that slide would be deleted. Now it's saying change the position of the slide. So if you want to move any of the slides, you can click on the slide and you can drag it and move it under it so that this slide will be moved from there. Now finally, if we want to check the spelling on the PowerPoint slide, we'll go to review and then we'll check on this spelling. So it would check all the spellings. You can change it and then you can press change again and change again so that it has fixed all the spelling mistakes on your PowerPoint slide. In next question, it's saying change the text from site to site. So we'll change it to SITE and then we'll save our PowerPoint slide by clicking on the save button over here. Now if you want to see the PowerPoint slides in a display mode or in a slideshow, you will click on this icon over here, or you can press F5 from the keyboard to start the slideshow. As you can see, it's a complete slideshow, and if you are pressing the arrow keys or the space bar, it is moving the slide from one page to another. If you want to exit the slideshow, press escape and it would exit the slideshow. Finally, it's talking about how can we print the slides. If you want to print all the slides on one page or 6 on a page, so we'll click on file, we'll go to print, and here we have different options that how we want to print them. First of all, you can change it from grayscale to color if you want to print them in color, and then you can change the number of slides on one page or the orientation of it. And you can select this option. For example, if you want to have 6 slides on one page, it would select all 6 of them. If you want to change the printer, you can change a different printer over here. If you have a colored printer, it would show the slides in color. If you have a black and white printer, it would show the print preview in black and white. And you can select the number of slides to be printed on each page from here. So that's it for today as far as the PowerPoint presentation is concerned. Thank you very much.